So today, we're going to do something that Apple, well, they say it's impossible. We're taking an older Mac, one that's officially unsupported, and we're going to breathe new life into it with the latest and greatest macOS, Sonoma. Let's dive right in. You know that feeling, right? You've got this Mac, it works perfectly fine, the keyboard's still great, the screen's beautiful, but Apple says, nope, sorry, it's obsolete. You're cut off from all the new software. Well, if you think your trusty machine still has plenty of fight left in it, you're in the right place. So while Apple draws this line in the sand, a brilliant little tool comes to the rescue. It's called OpenCore Legacy Patcher. And this is the magic key that's going to bridge the gap between your older hardware and Apple's shiny new operating system.
All right, let's frame this right. Think of it as a rescue mission. We're about to teach an old Mac a brand new trick. We're breathing modern life back into a machine that was pretty much destined for the recycling bin.
Okay, so let's get to know our secret weapon for this whole operation. Say hello to OpenCore Legacy Patcher. This is the piece of software that makes all of this possible.
So how does it work? Well, the easiest way to think about it is like a universal translator. See, Sonoma speaks this new, modern language that your old Mac's hardware just doesn't get. OpenCore sits right in the middle and translates between the two, so they can talk to each other and work together perfectly. And the best part? It's totally free, all thanks to a really dedicated community of developers.
Okay, before we jump in, we got to get our tools together. But don't worry, the shopping list is super short and easy. Let's get geared up.
First up, you need a Mac that can handle this. We're talking pretty much anything from 2008 or newer. Then, grab any old USB drive. Just make sure it's got at least 15 gigs of space. And of course, you'll need the OpenCore Legacy Patcher app itself. You can just download that for free. That's literally it.
All right, first big step. We need to build the key that's going to unlock Sonoma for our Mac. And that key is a special bootable USB installer.
So once you fire up the OpenCore app, it's actually pretty straightforward. You're going to click Create macOS Installer and then Download macOS Installer. The app is smart. It goes out and finds the latest version of Sonoma all by itself. Just hit download and let it do its thing.
Okay, once that big download is done, you'll select the installer file. Then you pick your USB drive and seriously, double check it's the right one because the next step is going to erase it. Then the app builds the Sonoma installer right onto it. Now, here comes a super important part. The app will ask if you want to install OpenCore onto that same USB drive. The answer is yes. You have to do this.
Just a little heads up, this whole process is going to take maybe 15 minutes or so. And listen, the progress bar might look like it's frozen. It's not, I promise. It's just thinking really hard. So just be patient, let it cook, trust the process.
Okay, our special USB key is built and ready to go. Now it's time for the main event. This is where we actually get Sonoma onto your Mac. Let's do this.
First step is easy. Just restart your computer. But you got to be ready. The second it starts rebooting, the screen goes black or you hear that classic chime, you need to press and hold the Option key. Yeah, I want to be super clear about this. It's a physical thing. The moment it restarts, you press that key and you just keep holding it down. Don't let go until you see a new menu pop up on the screen.
Okay, stop and listen. This is the most important step of the entire process. On that boot menu, you're going to see your regular hard drive and you're going to see the Sonoma installer. Do not click the installer. I repeat, do not click the installer. You have to choose the option that says EFI boot first. Remember our translator? This is you loading the translator before you start the installation. If you skip this, it just won't work.
Now, once you're in the installer, you've got a choice to make. You can do a simple upgrade install. This keeps all your files, your apps, everything, just like a regular update. You'll need about 30 or 40 gigs of free space for that. Or you can go for the erase and install option. This wipes the slate clean, a totally fresh start. Up to you.
All right, another heads up. Your Mac is about to restart a lot, like more than you think is normal. You're going to see loading bars, black screens, more restarts. Don't panic, this is all part of the process. It's totally normal. Just let it do its dance until you finally see that welcome screen.
Hey, you made it! The hardest part is over. We're on the home stretch now. We just have a couple of final steps to make this whole thing permanent and, complete the mission.
So, you're going to go through the normal Sonoma setup. Pick your language, connect to Wi-Fi, all that stuff. Once you get to the desktop, just wait. Give it a minute. A little pop-up from OpenCore Patcher is going to appear. This is the final piece of the puzzle.
This little pop-up is asking to install OpenCore permanently onto your Mac, so you don't have to use that USB stick every time you turn it on. So you're going to click Install to Disk.
And be careful here, make sure you pick your main internal hard drive, not the USB drive. Then, choose the EFI partition. It'll ask you to reboot one last time, and after that, you can unplug that USB drive and toss it in a drawer. You're done with it.
And boom, just like that, mission accomplished. Your supposedly old Mac is now running like a modern Sonoma machine.
And hey, if you want proof, go ahead, click that little Apple icon and go to About This Mac. The evidence is right there on the screen. A machine that was unsupported is now running the latest version of macOS Sonoma. I mean, come on, how cool is that?
So look, here's the real takeaway. With just a little bit of patience and this amazing free tool, you didn't just install some software. You literally gave a new lease on life to a perfectly good piece of tech. You saved it from ending up as e-waste.
Honestly, what you just did is more than just an update. It's kind of like a statement. And it really makes you think, doesn't it? What other obsolete technology out there is just one clever little hack away from having a whole second life? Something to chew on. Thanks for hanging out with me for this one.